Hello and welcome. Greetings from Germany. Ni hao. How are you doing? Assalamu alaikum to all the Muslim listeners worldwide. Today I want to talk about the recent staged attacks in Belgium. As you know, and as has been proven already, these attacks had been executed by NATO, by the Operation Gladio, and there was no Muslim involved, just like the same with the France attacks, where the newspaper Charlie Hebdo had been attacked by Rothschild operatives, so that Rothschild afterwards bought this newspaper and could increase thereby the readership from 100,000 to several million. Just like in this case with Belgium, it was a NATO operation on behalf of President Obama, the Jesuits, Angela Merkel and the EU gangster crew who were behind it all. I want to clarify that it's my information that Abdel'slam, he was not involved at all, just like the Muslim brothers accused of being the terrorists in Paris hadn't anything to do with it at all. And I also want to remind you of the fact that Osama bin Laden hadn't anything to do with 9/11. There was a video from him that I had in my hands, that I still have on one of my discs, where he said the week thereafter that he didn't do 9/11, but he just said that it's okay that America got hit hard because they deserve it for all their lives. Yet then a new video turned up, which was created by the CIA, by the FBI and by President Obama, this criminal gangster. And they said in this video, they played Osama bin Laden, they pretended to be him. You could see it's a fake hair that they put over another actor's face, that Osama bin Laden and we Al-Qaeda did it, but yet they didn't do it. So please wake up. It's always the same game. They try to fake and cheat, and they want us to make believe that the so-called Islamists or terrorists, that they are behind. This is not the case. As a consequence, because we know that it was Obama, the super criminal, and his Angela Merkel agent or criminal bitch here in Germany, I asked for a trial before a common law court to have these people convicted. This common law court should be, that would be my proposition, led by cabinett from Canada and some of my friends here in Germany. And I would suggest that President Obama should receive the death sentence, the execution, together with his whole cabinet. I also want that Gauck, Merkel, the whole German and European criminal leadership, as well as the Bushes 1 and 2, and Rumsfeld and all these guys who were behind the illegal criminal invasion of Iraq, which was not a liberation, but which was an illegal invasion of a free, independent country under false claims that they had weapons of mass destruction, which they didn't have. Also Cameron, Sarkozy, Manuel Valls, the whole French criminal gangster leadership, François Hollande, and including the whole European people like Donald Tusk, who is a very high member in this European movement, the entire NATO leadership, the CIA, the royals in Europe, particularly the British ones, and also Mrs. Napolitano, who is head of the Secret Services right now, and Jade Helm in America. These guys need to be brought to justice. We need them to be in front of a common law court, and I recommend and I suggest and I ask the world to agree with me that these people receive death sentence by poisoning. They have been poisoning the world by lies, by attacking millions and killing millions of innocent people, and I want to see justice on this earth. I want that these people never wake up one day anymore, that these people will be erased from history because they have damaged and made so much hardship for so many millions and trillions of people on this earth. I don't want them anymore. Whenever I see the newspaper, I see them, I really feel sick. Let's all work together. Let's bring about a revolution. Let's make a common law court. I ask Kevin Annette hereby, please help us to bring this into reality. Let's condemn these guys. These guys have violated on all levels. They are guilty of mass murder. They are guilty of betraying their individual nations. They are guilty of conspiracy against the world. They are guilty of lying on the most gigantic scale, and they are guilty also of accusing innocent people of being involved in terrorist things that they never been, like Abdelslam or Osama bin Laden, but it was those, the accusers, they are the real terrorists. They have killed, as I said, millions of people. They have also killed and invaded Libya. And what did Libya do wrong? Muammar Gaddhafi, yes, I would agree, he was a dictator in his own ways, but there would have been much more professional ways on political, from a political perspective, on a political level to deal with him, just like with the dictator, super criminal Bashar al-Assad. We could work with these guys, with these criminals, force them on the legal basis to step down immediately, or there would be full sanctions, and these countries would not, or these so-called presidencies would not be able to work anymore for more than 24 hours. However, this gangster crew that is currently in the highest positions in the world, they are doing nothing. I urge you, the Asians, the Chinese, the Japanese, wake up. Also, particularly the Japanese. It was the Obama and Bush leadership who did the Fukushima attack on you, together or hand in hand with the Mossad. Just read about David Fulford and so many other whistleblowers and good people. They smuggled in, or they installed a tiny bomb within one of the security cameras, and then installed this camera, shipped it to TEPCO, this company who was administering the Fukushima power plant. And then some years later, that was 5 or 6 years ago when this happened, they detonated this bomb within the Fukushima power plant, including creating a tsunami with HAARP. Until today, the oceans have been poisoned by radiation and radioactive poisoned water. This is mass murder on a big scale. This is warfare, information warfare. It's biological warfare. It's chemical warfare. On such gigantic scales, these guys would have to be put at the wall and shot. Being a humanist, I recommend that they get a fair trial, and that they will be then poisoned or put on an electric chair, but this is what they deserve. So I want you to remember, I want you to do your homework, to research, so that you see as precise as I do, and I'm not lying here. This was an Operation Gladio, part of the NATO activities. NATO was founded originally to be a force to protect Europe, but not to enslave Europe, not to bring false information and spread false information to the whole world. Even the Russians and Russian dictator, criminal President Putin, even he has enough of these lies. He would fully agree with me, as probably most of the other presidents worldwide and governments, that this European Western criminal, filthy, gangster leadership, they need to be removed immediately. These are gangsters, and we don't want such a gangster world anymore. We want we deserve, by the grace of God, we deserve a free, good, peaceful world where no more gangster dares to even think of getting onto the highest levels of power. These guys have suppressed all of Germany during nearly my whole life. We want to be free. We Germans have a right to be free. I have been suppressed. One of my ex-wife's children have been murdered while the baby was unborn. They have done so much trouble to my life. I want these guys, as I said, Obama, Merkel, the whole Obama government, the whole Merkel, filthy, rubbish, illegal mafia, the whole former George Bush 2 and 1 governments, Napolitano, the NATO, EU leaderships. I want them to be executed. And I ask hereby Kevin Arnett to help me in this, to spread the word. We need the truth come out, and then we need to take action. That's all I want to say. Thank you and goodbye.